Hi again, and welcome to the Weekly Warrior Chicken. So today I'm out in nature with Paul Purchase. So thanks for joining us, Paul.
No worries.
Paul's an osteopath, and a yoga teacher. So again, just to remind you guys, the weekly check-in is just checking in with someone in our community, how they're going, something that is going well for them, something that they're struggling with, and what brings them back to balance. So thank you for joining us. I know this is your kind of like your day off.
Yes, at the moment.
Yeah. So I appreciate you taking the time. So I'll start as we always do with a simple question, but it could be a bit tricky. How are you feeling? And the rules around that we have is that it can't be good or fine, because that's the weather.
Well, it's a bit windy today. I think that's similar to how emotions are at the moment in this time of COVID. It's quite up and down. So yeah, I guess at the moment it's really nice because I'm at the community gardens in Warang, the landscape gardens, and we're just trying to grow produce to disadvantaged people so that they can have organic produce in lots of goodies.
So a little bit up and down, I guess, is how you're feeling.
Well, yeah, obviously, because everything's quite unsettled at this point in time. So it's, you don't know whether or not you're going to have work, or if you can go work, or if you're going to get sick and then you have to take time off work, infecting other people, and also the energy that's required when you go out, because everything's different now, and your mind's very switched on. If you go to the supermarket, you need to stay a certain distance away. If you touch something, you're not allowed to touch your face or your eyes. You've got to be really vigilant, and that takes energy because you're rewiring your brain.
Yeah. That's something that I hadn't thought about. All that excess energy we're using right now, being alert, I guess.
Hyper-vigilant.
Yeah. So what is there at the moment? Because I guess in our lives there's things that are going well and things that aren't. So let's start with, is there something in your life that's going really well and energizing you at the moment?
For me at the moment, I've got a little garden bed that I'm trying to learn how to cultivate soil, because when you've got healthy soil, then you've got healthy plants, and if you've got healthy plants, you've got a healthy environment, because all the insects and all the animals that they start to flourish due to the soil health. So at the moment, I guess, what was the question again?
What's energizing you?
Energizes me is the fact that my little tiny garden bed at the moment is starting to get lots of different varieties of things. I've got habitat for some insects that live in there. I'm getting a lot of native bees, the small bees that don't sting, but then I've also got European bees, and then I've got bumblebees that are starting to come into the garden as well. And I find that is similar in the way that it was barren. When I first got there, there was no energy in it.
Right.
And it makes me think about people as well. It's a cultivation, and what you're putting in as to what you're getting out is very similar. So in that way, life's breeding more life, and that's energy.
Yep. So I guess, it's amazing, isn't it? Because often we can focus on big things that may be energizing us, but it's often the simple things, as having a garden, cultivating a garden, creating life.
Well, energy's within. Energy's not in a can that you drink, or energy's not out. As soon as you're outside of your body, if you look at what our ancestors have taught us, such as in yoga philosophy, they say that consciousness and energy are intertwined. So if your consciousness is external to your body in material nature, your energy will be there as well.
Yep.
But if your energy is within your body, simply by being aware that you're sitting on your buttock bones and aware of your body, which is the present moment, which is in your body, which consciousness and energy, they're intertwined. They're not separate from each other, according to that.
Absolutely. So I guess if we flip that, is there something in your life at the moment that you have a challenge with, that you're struggling with, Again, it could be something at work, something personal, whatever it is.
I guess going through this day and age, a lot more things are going online now. So communications with friends that I've got over the border in New South Wales, but can't go there, and communications online. But I'm not really a social media type of person. I'm not really into using my phone either. I prefer. I just prefer to meet the people at the time that I need to meet them, rather than going too much on the computer.
Yeah.
And then having a lot of information that I've looked at, which you get all these ads that come up now, and they just show the same stuff all the time. So you just get caught in this similar loop. But I guess that's social interaction is a bit tricky at this point in time.
Yeah. So I guess it's that connection with other humans, which is something, I talk about this a lot in the work that I do. We are wired for that as humans, to connect. And I think that's one thing that is very tricky for a lot of us, and heightened at the moment. So, hopefully we'll be able to find that balance again at some point.
And you've got to be proactive as well. But
yes,
just at the moment, you can't really do that. But I think there's some, well, I guess for myself, you got to plan it and schedule it in so that you actually do something that is helpful for you. You know what it is that you need, but sometimes you just need to organize it, because otherwise all this other stuff comes in and you're constantly getting distracted by all this stuff that you need to do.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the things that you
really need. Yeah.
It's probably things that maybe you want, but maybe not things that you need.
Yeah. So making conscious choices.
Yeah.
Yeah. And lastly, Paul, what is it that you do that brings you back to, say if you're having a day that's not going as well as you might like, for whatever reason, is there a practice or some things that you do that bring yourself back to that centered place? And if you'd be able to share that.
Sure. There's many different ways to do it, and it depends on what works for the individual, but there's many different things that I would do. But being in the present moment is pretty important, and words only convey a certain sense, but often we're either in the future or in the past, and then that's when a lot of trouble comes up. It's just a magpie down there that's coming to say today.
Is there a specific thing you do to get back into the present?
I would work with my yoga practice.
Right.
So working with the physical postures helps you to get into your body. Working with the breathing work, because generally we tend to get breathed in the way that we're not conscious of our breath sometimes our whole life.
Yeah.
The breath breathes us, but we don't actually breathe the breath.
Yeah.
And that's really quite important, because again, according to yoga philosophy, your mind and your breath are interconnected. You either go with the mind stuff and your breath follows, or you start to make the breath smoother and softer, and then that will start to do the same with your fluctuations of your mind.
Yeah. So, what I'm hearing is the yoga practice and breathing, and which is, it's interesting because again, in the work, that I do, it's often these simple practices that have the most impact. Yet when we're in that place of feeling distracted or stressed, those simple things can feel so far away, and we think that it's complicated and we've got to find complicated things. So, that's awesome to hear that it's just a couple of simple things, breathing and getting back into your body. So thank you for doing that today.
That's okay.
I appreciate your time.
Nice. Thank you.
And thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you again next week for the next Weekly Warrior. Thank you.